My name is Mary Ancheta. I am a composer, I am an observer, I am a storyteller, I am a connector of dots. Through these dots, I find connection in sound. I see textures in the timbre. I hear murmurs in the wind, the murmurs of those who have come before me. I walk in their footsteps, along their trail, to find my own footing, my own path. We are here in Calgary, Alberta, at Studio Bell at the National Music Centre, recording my debut album. At the NMC, the amazing in-house engineer Jason Sabay has been helping us out tremendously and sharing all of his knowledge with us. I am also here with my producer, Paul Sherrard, who has been capturing everything and making sure we're getting all the audio we need while keeping the vibes high. Back home in Vancouver, we were working with co-producer Jane Aurora for the string session, as well as Erik Nielsen, who is engineering the live string quartet at Afterlife Studios. The album that I'm working on is a hybrid of genres and styles. It initially started with traditional Filipino percussion instruments in the Philippines, recorded by Alvin Cornista, a wonderful musician out there at his studio, PLANTAESHUN Music. And then we took some loops from that, based on different instruments like the Bungkaka, the Kulintang, the Dabakan, and many more, while also exploring some of my roots as a Filipino woman. After recording the percussion, I wrote some live string quartet arrangements and went into Afterlife Studios where we worked those out with the traditional Filipino instruments, and then we added synths. There's something about finding a tone that you like and dialing it in, but I think there's something special about being in the moment and being able to tweak your sound the way that you want. A lot of the patches aren't able to be saved, so it's a matter of, I think, just creating what we're feeling here, the magic here at the NMC, and all of the history of all this great gear. You know, I feel privileged to be able to play some of the instruments that the greats have played, to even just feel like you're walking in the same footsteps, trying to chase some of that magic, maybe. I'm a keyboard player, first and foremost, and I love synths, and there's no better place to be, I think, having access to all of this killer gear throughout the decades, as well as getting to play Tonto, which is how we spent our entire day today, which was pretty spectacular. The significance of Tonto is, for myself, it was used on many albums, and specifically last week was the anniversary of one of my favorite albums. It was the 50th anniversary of Stevie Wonder's Talking Book. It's just pretty incredible to play this instrument on our album. I do a lot of film composing work, so I think still having that modern element, yet with all these older analog vintage synths is really going to create this certain sound, I think, that I'm looking for. A mixture of still traditional, but also some electronic and some modern elements as well. I had an idea at Afterlife Studios to create an intro for one of my pieces through prepared piano. Prepared piano is where objects are placed on or between the strings. The preparations create a resistance against the strings, changing the timbre of the instruments. 3 of us placed items that were special to us inside the piano, on top of the strings, to honor some of our loved ones in this world and in the spirit world. Within this moment of improvising and exploring, we felt their presence and all that they have meant to us. And we're back here in Calgary, National Music Center, day 2 of recording my debut album. We're here in Live Room B, and I could not sleep a wink last night because I knew we were going to spend the day in here. Today, I got to record on some synths that Joe Zawinul, Brian Eno, Stevie Wonder, and Pink Floyd have played on some of their recordings. The reason I am excited to be here today is because we have access to a wide palette of sounds from many unique electronic instruments spanning over 60 years of music technology. There's something very tactile about turning the knobs and pushing the buttons. Some of these synths I've only seen in a virtual way, so there's something very exciting about getting to play the real thing and really being able to create that original sound, you know? It's not a duplicate, it's not someone trying to recreate that sound. We're here touching the real instruments, and I think being able to create that little bit of history, I think, as well within our music. Music is life, and I have a never-ending curiosity for life. I am always watching and absorbing. This music that I have created allows me the space to feel grounded. It starts from a place that feels familiar, where I am pushing up from my roots and attempting to let go. I am letting the music vibrate and lead me to an unknown path. This is an album that deals with key moments of growth that we experience within a lifetime, and the soundtrack tells the stories of how we choose to mark these pivotal moments. Finding the commonality through rites of passage, looking to my ancestors in these times while trying to find some traditions of my own. My new solo album is called Rituals.